What's up, everybody? Thank you to anybody who is still subscribed to me, even though I am extremely non-consistent with this. So, I've had I'd say, pretty successful year, weight loss wise. At the beginning of this year, around Lent time, I was 490 pounds. I'm now down to 460. So my heaviest weight ever was 560. So I am down 100 pounds from, where I started. And what prompted the weight loss was Lent time. I did a challenge with one of my coworkers, and my challenge to myself was no processed foods, eat once per day, no extra sugar. Pretty much all I was eating was like ground meat, a keto diet essentially. And the only sugar I would really get was I would make protein pancakes with I had like Optimum Nutrition protein, a couple bananas and eggs, and if you whip that up, it makes pancakes. Don't ask me how it works, it just does. Tastes pretty much the same as a regular pancake. And then I would put like natural or organic honey on it. Yeah, so pretty much just spam that every day, the protein pancakes in the keto diet, and went from 490 to 460, and that's where I'm at right now. The last week or two, I haven't really been as consistent with the diet. I have been going to the gym consistently. I can tell there's been a lot of body recomposition going on. I look more aesthetic in general. Like, obviously I'm still fat, but I look like I work out. I look like I have muscle, underneath the fat somewhere. It's just like my, you're not gonna be able to see it right here, but like just my chest is a little bit more defined. I still got some fat on my chest, but it just looks more defined. My arms are like getting tighter, on and on. I just look better in my clothes and my shirts, so forth. Lost a lot of weight in my legs. Even something simple like whenever I'm bench pressing at the gym, like it used to be kind of awkward bench pressing because I had a little bit of like junk in the trunk, so it was like hard to like get flat on the bench. And now I just don't have that problem. I used to have to like worry about my shirt riding up when I'm benching, and it just kind of just stays where it's supposed to be. Just little quality of life things. It's got more room when I'm in the car. My pants are fitting better, etc., etc. A lot more. I have a lot more endurance when I'm walking. Couldn't think of the word. Yeah, life's just been a lot better. My depression's been a lot better. I mean, pretty much non-existent. I mean, the closest I get to depression is just me being pissed off that I'm, not hitting the numbers on the bench that I want to, or it's taking longer than I want to. I'm doing some kind of amalgamation of strong lifts and starting strength, where I pretty much 3 days a week, I'm doing 5x5s of Mondays and Fridays I do bench and deadlift. I do bench 5x5, and I take pretty much every set to failure or to 5 to 5 or failure. If I don't hit 5, I failed that rep anyway. And then same thing with deadlift, but I do 3x5. I'm really only supposed to be doing 1x5, which means I do one set of a weight that is heavy enough to where I will fail after 5 reps or close to 5 reps. Yeah, so I'm doing 3x5 twice a week, and today is Friday, and I did 265 3x5 on Monday with the deadlift, and usually at the end of my last set, I can just, when I do my last like pull, I can just like kind of farmer's carry the bar back onto the squat rack, and then I'll like unload the bar. But this last time, my grip strength like failed. I couldn't do that shit. I had to unload it on the ground like a surf, like a regular person. And yeah, so today I went in there, started warming up, got to 225. I was about to hit 225 for 2, and then go up to the 265. And man, whenever I lifted that 225 off of the rack to do my 2 sets, that shit just felt incredibly heavy. So I was like, nah, I'm just gonna stick with it here. And I ended up talking to ChatGPT because I just don't have a network of people to talk to about lifting. So I was like, XYZ, I'm having these symptoms, and it was like, yeah, stop lifting immediately, because I felt like a little bit of weakness in my back. So I think I really might have pressed it too hard the last time. And yeah, so I did 1 set there. I had to be stubborn and do it. I couldn't just walk out of the gym without at least doing 1 set of 5. So I did 1 set of 5, called it a day, got a shower, and I was kind of proud of myself today because it's July 3rd, 26, and my job, we have the day off. Typically, I would have just, fucking rolled around the bed until like 1 in the afternoon, and got up, ate something, bullshitted, watched TV, XYZ. But I was like, fuck that, today's Friday, today's lift day. So I go lift, and did that. And then also, another thing I'm doing that I'm, kind of proud of myself is I am making another attempt to get back into school. I've been having my sights set on WGU, or Western Governors University. Long story short, it's a competency-based college where if you can understand the content and pass the test, you can pass the class as quickly or slowly as your mastery of the subject allows. So because when I went to community college, I didn't have my head in the game. My transcripts weren't good enough to directly just start, so I have to do this thing where I do a introductory class, and then they'll allow me to get in. So I'm working on an introductory class right now. In order for me to have a start day of August 5th, I have to pass this class by the 5th of this month, July. So I actually have a test later today at 8 p.m. So I sat in the library a little bit down the road from the gym for about 4 hours. I think I got there at not 4 hours. I got there at 1:40 is when I started, and I left there at, I want to say it was a little bit after 4. It was 4:30. And yes, I did that. And yeah, then I just felt so productive. I'm like, let me come in here and make a video. I've been putting it off for the last couple of weeks, I really want to be more consistent with it, and even more than just getting people to watch my videos. I really just want to do this for accountability and also like journaling purposes, so I have something to look back on, something I can even show my kids. I can show my son one day, like, yeah, like, look where your dad was back in the day, and he can see where I was and the steps I took in my mindset in case he goes through similar struggles, or maybe even me, maybe some shit happens down the road and I fall off. I can look back at these videos and be like, this is what you did to get back, where you need to be. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to. Oh, and I started seeing a therapist. Um, I have no affiliations. Obviously, I got like 50 subscribers, but yeah, I go through grow therapy and talk to a guy on there, and it's kind of helpful. You know, it's not what I expected. I expected to talk to this guy, and he would just tell me like, yeah, you need to do this, you need to do that, and be kind of like aggressive with the recommendations he would have for me. But he kind of just like listens and, you know, I don't really know how to describe it, but you know, it's not a very aggressive therapy style. You know, like I really wanted someone to like tell me what to do, and then you know, then I kind of had this like light bulb moment, like, why am I looking for another person to tell me what I need to be doing? This is kind of like a, you know, a message that the decisions that I need to be making need to, you know, come internally from me. And then, you know, the main purpose for me of having the therapist is really just to have someone to kind of, you know, make sure I'm not going off the rails, I guess, you know, to kind of, you know, just be like, yeah, you're doing a normal thing, you know, like sometimes I ask them, hey, bro, like I don't have much, you know, experience in this type of thing. Like, is the things I'm feeling, the things I'm going through normal? And he'll kind of just say like, yeah or no, or, you know, maybe you should try a little bit more of this, but he's not, you know, leading me like a puppet on a string, you know. Long story short. Yeah, I've been doing my art. I've been drawing a lot. I'm gonna drop a video just doing kind of like a sketchbook tour, showing you all the stuff I've been doing. I really want to get into, drawing a blank here. I really want to get into some festivals. I really want to sell some art. I have like an Etsy store, you know, not really getting no traffic there. I'm not advertising, you know, I've been kind of half-assing it, if I'm being honest. And, you know, I've been trying to teach myself to oil paint, and transitioning from graphite and shading to color is like eluding me. You know, I need to find some good videos. If anybody has some good references, some videos, some courses, whatever, for oil painting to learn like color theory, please, you know, drop that in the comment section. Let me know. I would really love to find like a mentor, whether like online or in person, so I can like kind of accelerate this. And yeah, it's pretty much what I've been doing besides my other like little hobbies. Like, you know, I practice ukulele also. I have a piano, I have a guitar, ukulele, I have a couple instruments. And I know I keep back like I'm gonna end this video and just keep talking, but yeah, also I'm like teaching myself sign language and trying to learn Spanish. There's this app called like Lingvano I use for the sign language, and like everybody else, Duolingo. But yeah, so thanks for tuning in. I know, yapping. Like I said, this was not a scheduled or scripted video, but yeah. All right.